Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Glitch. In today's episode, I'm talking about something which is a bit controversial and a bit of a touchy subject, and that's gaming as a form of media. Now, your typical forms of media are magazines, books, TV shows, movies, radio, things along those lines. And a lot of people like to think that gaming isn't really a form of media, when I believe it is. Now, gaming, I would say, is more of a form of media, and more of an interactive form of media, should I say. Whereas when you're watching a movie or a TV show, or watching a reimagining of a book as a movie, the story's there, but everything's predetermined, everything follows a plot line, and you've really got no choice but to go along this. And the imagining of the characters and how everything looks around you is also predetermined. Whereas if you're reading a book, most of the imagination is your own, and you're just following along the story. And sometimes that's ruined when they do move it onto a sort of a movie scene or a TV show, like in the Vampire Diaries and other books like that, like Game of Thrones. That's another one. A lot of people had issues with that because of not reading the book but having the story and not expecting certain things. Whereas with gaming, I find it's a lot easier because the story is there, and a lot of them do have linear stories where you have to follow, but it's your imagination. And most games nowadays do leave you with a choice. And then you've got other games like Skyrim and most of the Elder Scroll games where it's an open world. You pick the stories, you can do side quests, you can do things like that. And also, on top of that, you've got MMOs, which they've got the stories, but you can play with your friends. It's not just you playing the story, it's essentially your character and their characters, and you can build it up and create something of it. It's like creating a second life for yourself, and I really enjoy that, and it's something that I've always found and been fond of in games. Like with the recent release today of The Last of Us. Like The Last of Us, it's a very touchy game. It's got some really hard hitting points. I've not personally played it. I'm currently watching a video of it right now. I'm watching Day 9 on his playthrough. And by what I've seen, it's very deep. And it still doesn't take away anything from the game itself. It's like watching a very dark and deep movie, but he gets to choose what he does. You get to choose what you do. You get to choose how you're going to take the next zombie out. Whereas if you're watching a movie, watching a TV show, you don't get to choose how they do it. They choose how they do it. The director, the writer, the person who puts the script onto paper and says, here is what you want. And they assume. It's more assumption when it comes to movies and TV shows. When it comes to gaming, the assumption's there. The story's there, but without the person playing it, the story's pretty much useless. And if you're assuming that somebody's going to like the way you're taking a character or what you do with a character, you're kind of wrong. Whereas in a game, if you wanted to go through, say, Dishonored, where you didn't kill anybody, they gave you a choice of you could do that. Or you could go through, slaughter everybody and not have a problem. And it's just an interesting thing, and I don't see why most people find it as though games isn't a decent form of media. I find that some games give a better show of what could actually occur than others. I really do enjoy gaming, and well, this is why I play games. I prefer my own stories and my own ideas rather than other people's. This is why I read books. I prefer my own imagination on how everything should go rather than theirs. I know it's their story, and yeah, but that's just my opinion. So, yeah, I'd like to hear your opinions on it. I know this is going to be a shorter episode, but I'm trying not to keep these long. So, leave your opinions down in the description. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with me, thumbs down if you don't, and hit the subscribe button. We're going to have more discussions like this, as I said. Always leave your choices down below if you want anything for me to talk about, for me to bring up, and I'll be sure to have a look and bring it up in the next episode. Anyway, thank you for watching.